Welcome back,
Hey.
guys, to the Black Millionaires podcast. I'm the founder and CEO and host of the show. We got our wonderful co-host here.
And I'm chaplain of the culture.
Yes, man. So we got a lot of man. So it's getting deep, man. Like we actually had a topic that we wanted to talk about. We talked about it briefly. Uncle Nears. So Uncle Nears is a very, very popular whiskey brand that has a very in-depth, culturally relevant story.
Right.
And they wrapped it and turned it into a business. So I actually spoke with a few industry experts around the drama that's going on with Uncle Nears, and I want to bring you guys that information here today. So let me kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on. So everybody know Jack Daniels, right? So Jack Daniels is a household name. Everybody know the cognac whiskey brand, liquor brand, Jack Daniels. So Jack Daniels learned how to I don't even know how to
process
or how to
distill
the whiskey that he sells currently today, or the brand sells currently today.
It was a certain technique that involved, I think, coals.
Yes. So Uncle Nears and Jack Daniels are real people. These are not just names that people just came up with. Mm-hmm. These are real people. So Uncle Nears was enslaved, and I believe he got out, and he was a master distiller.
Right.
And he was the best around the block, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's always stories about us being the best. We created this, we created that, and then it got taken from us because of America, right? We know how America is. So Uncle Nears, the name, the likeness, the brand started picking up steam during the pandemic, but they started in like 2017, 2018 as a brand, right? So you can go in pretty much any local store and find
I've actually seen those bottles, yes.
Yes, especially now that we're talking about it more, or it's been in the news. Like you see, like, oh, that's Uncle Nears, right? Especially when you go into like black-owned establishments, you see it a lot. So Uncle Nears broke the headlines when they started raising capital and getting loans and came out with this $50 million distillery. So everybody was like, oh my God, we have a brand that has been birthed from the trauma and the theft of our intellectual property, and we're finally monetizing it, right? I think they said they was valued at, what did she say in the interview? $1 billion, or
it was
close to $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like Fawn Weaver is the CEO. Her and her husband running the company. They badass. They know what they're doing. They building it up. But they ran into some.
They ran into some financial difficulties
Yes.
with their CFO.
Yes. So, okay. Uncle Nears, they had a $50 million distillery. And, and in this distillery, they got barrels of whiskey. So barrels of whiskey is used as collateral. It's like real estate. Or it's like cars in the car industry. You can use that as collateral.
Because it's part of like the process.
Correct. And it's like raw material.
Yeah.
So it's like cotton, it's like gold, it's like wheat, it's like it's a commodity that companies need in order to produce their product. So their CFO lied. He lied and basically said, we got $60 or $70 million worth of product, and when they really only had like 20 or 24 or 18, something like that. So the numbers are not exact, but he lied. They got a loan.
But they got a bunch of loans.
Based off of the assets on the books that he said they had. Lawsuit comes up. They buy a Martha's Vineyard property. The bank realizes that, hey, they don't have the assets that they said they have. The bank filed a $108 million lawsuit against Uncle Nears.
That's so crazy.
So now Uncle Nears is in a public court battle. Everybody's talking about this. And a lot of their court documents and their financial data is starting to come out.
Right.
They're put in a receivership, which is not bankruptcy, but it's kind of close to it. It's like the cousin of bankruptcy. But they're in a receivership to manage the assets.
Okay.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. So, I'm scrolling on Instagram one night, and I see this brand pop up called Whiskey Decisions. So
all the best stories start out with I was scrolling on
yeah,
Instagram one night.
exactly, right? So I'm scrolling on Instagram and this brand called Whiskey Decisions. They put out a story basically saying Uncle Nearest is lying about their financial data. And it's by an industry expert. His name is Justin Jesser. So I read the post. You know, I'm a pretty rational guy, and I'm going in biased because I want Uncle Nearest to be telling the truth, right?
Yes.
I don't want them to be lying.
Yes.
Right? But the way he broke down the data and explained the data, it intrigued me to want to learn more. And I'm going to break down all of it for you guys if you just continue to listen, like, and subscribe, right? So I'm messy, right? So I'm like, what should a good journalist do? I should reach out to this guy and interview him, right? So I'm like, hey, I got an open mind. I'm reaching out to you about this post you made. If you have an open mind, come on my platform and talk about it. So we were trying to plan around interviews or whatever. I actually was able to interview him. So his name is Justin Jesser. He's the founder of Whiskey Decisions. And pretty much he is a financial data nerd for the whiskey industry. You know, everybody has...
Particularly whiskey.
Okay. So he's a whiskey trader. So, you know, you can collect whiskey. Like, there's people out there that collect whiskey and shit.
Yeah. Not my bag.
He's a whiskey collector and trader. That's how he started. And then he got mad because he'd go in Minnesota and the whiskey over here cost this, and then he go to Tampa and the whiskey cost that. Then he go to Texas, the whiskey cost this. So he started to realize there's no transparency in the financial data. So he created a platform for that transparency.
Oh, that's
called
nerd.
I mean, white people, they have the privilege to just
like,
nerd out
I want to learn more about this.
They don't have to worry about civil rights and all this other bullshit we got to worry about, right? So he's a data nerd. I wanted to talk to him. So once I interviewed him, he broke down exactly why he believes that Uncle Nearest is lying to their investors. Now, I asked him straightforward in the interview. I said, where did you get this information from? Because I don't want to be talking about no information, or I don't want to be talking about something that's just your opinion, right? Where did you get this from? So he has friends who are actual investors in Uncle Nearest.
Okay.
They gave him this financial data. They said, I can't figure it out. We're on a earnings call, basically. It's not an earnings call because that's what you do for a public company.
Right.
But with a private company, you still give your shareholders updates, right, on your cap table. So he's like, I can't figure this out. And I know you're the only data nerd that I know that specializes in the whiskey industry.
Right.
So you're the perfect person to ask. So he obtained the data, and it was from 2004. And I believe some part of 2000. I'm not 2004. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's
2024 and 2025.
Okay.
So they do like quarterly reports or whatever. So I'm going to break it down exactly how he broke it down to me, and you can ask any questions.
I was gonna say when all of this first started taking place, as far as the bank suing them,
right?
When did that was like 2000 and what?
So
19?
No. So all of the stuff started happening to them around 2022 and 2023. That's when the CFO was still there. He left in like 2023 or the beginning of 24.
Okay.
So from 24 to now, he hasn't been there, but they got sued in 24, 25. No, they got sued in 25. They've been trying to collect and look over all the nonsense that he did in 24.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna try to break this down as simple as possible. So bear with me, guys. I'm not the expert. He is. So he broke it down to me like I was in the 8th grade, and I hope I'll be able to do that to you guys so you all can understand it. So there's $100 bill, right? I think I got $100 bill.
Go ahead, pull that out.
So here's $100 bill. Okay.
Supposed to.
So this $100 bill is very, very important. So there's 3 tiers. There's a 3-tier system in the spirit liquor industry, right?
Okay.
You got the brand. That's Uncle Nearest. You got the distributor. Think of those the people that you wholesale your liquor to, and then they bring it and distribute it to the liquor stores.
Okay.
And then you got the liquor stores. Okay. And then you got you as the $100. You're the consumer. So you're going into the store with $100. Uncle Nearest is claiming that if you spend $100 with them via retail, that they take home $68 of that $100. That is what a brand return is. How much you take home when a consumer buys your product directly from a retailer.
So the $68 is after everyone is paid.
After everyone pays. So in the 3-tier system, by law, the distributor has to be paid a certain percentage, and that's usually 25 to 33%. Keep that in mind. The distributor got to be paid 25 to 33%. So if we got $100, the distributor is paid, let's just go on the low end, 25%. You got $75 left. The retailer is paid 25 to 33%. So that's the retailer.
So that's another $25.
So that's another $25. Okay. So now we have $50. And then Uncle Nearest wholesale it, and then Uncle Nearest gets the profit. So let's just say 25, and the other 50% is Uncle Nearest. So Uncle Nearest will walk away with $50.
Yeah.
That's the industry average, around 50%.
Per.
Uncle Nearest is saying they're getting 68%. This is what they're saying in their financial data. 68%. So for every $100, they walk away with $68. Now, some of the luxury brands who have a higher brand return, their brand return is only like 55 to 56%. So Uncle Nearest is claiming in their financial data from his analysis that they are getting a 68% brand return. Now, the way to get a higher brand return...
I was going to say, is she like... Because the CEO and founder is Fawn Weaver, right? Yes. Does she have a better deal than most people?
No, it's law. It's like state law that you have to get... the distributor gets this, the retailer gets this, you get that. So this is state law.
She can't even finagle.
You can't really finagle that. The only way to finagle it is I'm selling direct to you as a consumer. That's why she got the distillery. So people do come to her distillery and buy it. However, that you're not selling directly to somebody isn't the goal. Their goal is to be in all the liquor stores, and I can go locally and buy it from them, right? So that's how you get a higher. That's how you get the higher. That's how you get the profits and all of that. You want to scale up and get in the most retailers you can, sell the most product.
Instead of everybody flying from every part of the country to find your distillery.
You're not going to be able to scale like that. So I asked him this directly. Is there any way possible that they can have a brand return of 68%? He said the only way that they will be able to have a brand return of 60% if they were a lot smaller, they were a lot niche, down to like let's say they was only doing Tennessee, and then their distillery is in Tennessee, and all of their sales come directly from Uncle Nearest to the consumer. That way their brand return is a lot higher because they don't have the retailer in between taking their percentage. They don't have the distributor either. So their brand return on average would be a lot higher, but not at these levels. Uncle Nearest is in like 12,000 stores.
I was going to say, I see him in store. I think I seen him at the airport.
That's what I'm saying. So this is a highly regulated industry.
Right.
So this is how they calculate the brand returns. I asked him that. I asked him directly about the lawsuit. So he read some of it and talked about what he thinks is going to happen. He foresee the brand actually getting bought out and sold so the bank can get their money back. And there was a report in Afrotech talking about how
they might sell.
They're leaning towards that, but Fawn Weaver and the other leadership is pushing back because they're in a vulnerable position right now, and they're saying their investors are not going to get the highest return on their capital because it's like kicking you when you're down. Nobody wants to get bought out when they're on the way down because you get devalued. You want to get bought on your way up. So I hope I explained that right with the $100 bill. In terms of how to calculate brand return.
You forgot to give me my $68.
I ain't got no change, right? So, okay, here's another kicker that he brought up. Okay, if your brand return is 68%, that means the revenue numbers that they reported has to be higher. So one of the two is wrong. They lying either way. Either your revenue is higher or your brand return is higher because the stuff is mandated and fixed by law. So the only way if it's mandated by law that you have to have this certain percentage, the only way for you to make more money is to increase your sales and increase your revenue.
When you say increase, you talking about from the distillery.
The only way for Uncle Nears, the
Yeah.
brand, to make more money is to increase revenue. Because you can't really cut expenses because the expenses are fixed. The distillery, the retailer, and the distributor gets
they get what they get.
You're
always
get.
going to get the 50% if they're taking 25 and they're taking 25, and you
or you can increase it by increasing the cost of the product, which is going to increase sales and revenue. Percentages are percentages. So your brand return is going to be your brand return.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But you can increase your revenue by increasing the price. Here's the problem. Uncle Near's been going through a lot of financial trouble, so they've been running promotions and discounts, and they've been losing stores. So in his report, he talked about how they had like 12,000 stores, and now they only got like 7,800. So they lost like 4,000 to 5,000 stores.
Wow.
And they're running discounts. So there's no way.
So you're saying there's no way to get back on top?
There's no way that
they can't save themselves.
There's no way that you are running discounts, losing stores, and you are increasing revenue and increasing your brand return. It's just the math is not mathing, right? And that's what he said in his that's what he said in his
especially you running discounts. They probably had a Black Friday sale and everything.
Exactly. So the one of the big issues I think that strained the brand was the $50 million distillery, and they invested in all that, but also the way they market the brand and the way Fawn Weaver pops her shit and market the brand could be a big risk to the company, because usually what they would do is come in, fire the CEO, fire the executives, and replace them.
Yeah.
She's so key to the business that if they replace her, people might stop fucking with Uncle Near's. So now they're kind of stuck. It's like they want to play the game of, okay, we're going to strip you from the corporate game, but they also want to play the PR game and keep her as the face, because if she's gone, I think the brand is toast.
My thing is, if you're going to do the receivership, right, and you're going to reevaluate all of the finances and things like that, if it's not working, you're not going to recoup the funds. Like, if your job as the receivership is to recoup the funds of the bank,
well, no, their job is to be a third party and to be the transparency so the bank can recoup it. They're not necessarily trying to recoup it. They're just trying to bring transparency.
Well, the bank wants to recoup.
Yeah, the bank wants to recoup. They're just bringing
my thing is, all of this, like, negative press doesn't help. Like,
no, it don't help at all.
I was going to say, like, the idea that, oh, we got to put Uncle Nearest in a receivership, and, that, like, I wonder how many times in the background things like that happen, but it never reaches the press.
Yes.
Because imagine we don't know about the CFO. They just quietly fire him. Mm-hmm. Imagine we don't know about, the mistaken barrels or the Martha's Vineyard, da-da-da. Imagine the bank just says, yo, you got 6 months to clean it up.
I mean, they probably did, but the thing about it is not $1.8 million. It's not $800,000. It's not $5 million. Like, we're talking $108 million. That's a lot of money.
So they making as much noise.
Yeah, the bank like hell. Like, y'all gotta. So the bank is in trouble as well.
Yeah.
I think it was Stephen A. Smith, and you gonna hate me for this quote, but it's very true. It was Stephen A. Smith said Donald Trump told him that
this is too much.
look, two people, right? Stephen A. Smith said Donald Trump told him that when you borrow $10 million. It's your problem if you can't pay it back. Mm-hmm. You borrow $100 million. It's your problem and the bank's problem, because now they've lent you out so much money. So the goal is to borrow more, not less, right? So the good thing that they did is, I mean, at least they borrowed a lot of fucking money. So now it's like the bank
has to figure something
out. And that's the thing that I hope to, that's the thing that I hope they can come out of this. I thought about this. Like, people been asking me to do a Patreon, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe
Patreon.
Maybe what I can do is put the raw video footage of the interview
on
in the
Patreon. Yeah.
It's going to be in the link below. I haven't created it yet, but I'm going to create it just for y'all. I don't know how much we're going to charge. I don't know what we're going to do, but since y'all asking for it, I'm gonna put that down below. And if you want to be a nerd and watch the interview, you can watch it because I'm not giving all the information because this is a short podcast.
I was
don't
gonna
want to spend
say,
a whole podcast about it.
y'all talk for like a while.
Yeah, we talked for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So yeah, we talked a long time. So I'm just really kind of trying to give y'all bite sizes. But he gave us a lot of information because he's a nerd. So that's all he does is look at data,
analyze data.
Analyze
now we don't know if he got paid for that.
Now, yes, I don't know.
He did somebody a favor, but
I don't know if
he
was paid as a consultant. I don't know if there's some type of conspiracy to bring Uncle Nearest down.
Right. What's his motive?
I'm not.
Justin,
and we actually talked about that.
Really?
Because we had the conversation about a lot of black-owned brands, and this was me bringing this up. Like a lot of black-owned brands feel like corporations and people are against them. So this is why the whole Fawn Weaver stand as the CEO is really important because a lot of our companies get taken from us, and even though this is like regular corporate business, it's just so bad when it's a white company coming in or a white investor coming taking from black people. And now like the worst of the worst. And then the
story is of a formerly enslaved person.
Exactly, we talked about that too.
Master distiller,
Exactly. So it's not good. But yeah, they took a lot of money in, man. They took angel investors. They got loans. Yeah. They got a lot of people that they owe money to. So, hopefully they can pull this out. I believe in Fawn Weaver, but my suggestion was I think she needs to be the chief marketing officer and not the chief executive officer because she's brilliant at getting the story out and being passionate about that.
I was gonna say she's so good. She can she did it once. She could do it again.
But as an executive, you have to. A chief executive officer, your job is to lead the ship, operate, and check all the other executives.
I was gonna say she needs somebody to make sure that her and her ventures are make sense, pencil. That's what my mentor always said. Does it pencil?
Yeah, does it make sense? And she makes sense from a marketing standpoint. You definitely want to keep her there, but maybe she's not the person to be the CEO or the chief operating officer. She can just be the president.
And also, why
do
you want to wear all those?
Officer. You don't have to
wear all those hats
exactly.
for what? So my suggestion is, if you're watching this podcast, go buy you some Uncle Nearest for Christmas.
I know, right? We should have had some right here, even though I never had any. I don't know if you had any before.
I think I had a taste tester. It was strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a supporter of the brand just because of the message and everything behind it. But the worst, I talked about this too. The worst shit that could happen would be like Jack Daniels coming to try to buy it. That shit, I will boycott Jack. We would literally have to go boycott Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you can't get it twice. It's crazy. You got the sauce not once, but twice. It's crazy.
Yeah, that would be like robbing generational wealth.
Twice.
Yeah,
in different generations.
That'll definitely be terrible.
Another crazy story. We were on Instagram just a couple hours ago and saw that Odell Beckham Jr., who I can't even call him a former NFL player.
Because he's
still in the NFL, but I don't think he's under contract. So a free agent says that his $100 million contract isn't enough to be straight for the rest of your life. He says after taxes, that's only it's only $60 million after taxes. And that leaves $12 million a year, leaving you only to spend between $4 to $8 million a year, which is not enough to last forever.
Odell Beckham is out of his fucking mind.
It's not enough. I mean, forever is a long time.
So, okay, let's break this down. Okay, you get a $100 million contract, you Odell Beckham. For one, you're not just getting that $100 million contract. You're getting all these Nike endorsements. You're getting Beats by Dre. You're getting Pepsi. You're getting Coca-Cola.
I was about to say, we did look up his endorsements.
Let's talk about that. So, why the hell do you need $4 to $8 million to spend a year?
He's a football player. He has a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
You get you a nice condo. Because you're traveling most of the year anyway. So why do you
really need like a brick?
Do you need a $5-6 million house? You probably don't. But let's say you do get a $5-6 million house. You buy it cash. Like, okay,
I feel like his house might be even more expensive than $5 or $6 million.
I know, but
that might just be
I mean,
what he
because he
put
used to play
down.
for the Giants, so living in New York, like.
But even regular houses here in Georgia be like $2 million, and they be regular.
I know, but again, why do you need nobody needs a $10 million house. Now, whether you buy it or not, that's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah,
Nobody needs
the
that.
$10 million
So what
house.
he's talking about, breaking it down, he's speaking as if everybody needs, or anybody who has this type
that
of
type
money,
of money.
needs $4 to $8 million a year to live. For one, you don't need no clothes. You're endorsed. You're endorsed by Nike, Adidas, Reebok, one of these. You don't need no clothes. So I don't even want to hear that.
I feel like you're trying to regulate him to a certain lifestyle that he doesn't want to be regulated to. He feels like, okay, I have $60 million to do something with. I don't want to just wear
I didn't hear any
my endorsements
investments
all day.
I didn't hear any investments. He could literally put $60 million into an account with Charles Schwab, with Goldman Sachs, or one of these big banks.
Y'all take notes. Schwab.
He can get 5 to 6% from the $60 million and just live on it for the rest of his life. That can be all his spending money. He can blow it. He can literally live off his interest, never make any other investments, never do anything, and he's straight for the rest of his life. I didn't hear any. So what I heard is he lacks financial literacy.
That's what you heard.
That's all I heard. He lacks financial literacy and financial discipline.
Possibly, but what I heard is that he's probably from an impoverished background, and so you got $60 million, and you coming from a family that probably makes $60,000. Yeah, I want all of the things. I want the house. I want the car. I don't want to just wear Nike all year. I want to have a certain lifestyle that I earn because I'm a good player.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying, look, I earn a certain lifestyle. I'm Odell Beckham Jr. I want to live into the lifestyle that I earned. Mm-hmm. I do think, though, that there is a boundary. There has to be a balance of saying, you reward yourself, but also how do you set up for if you bust your knee, if whatever. Imagine on that 5th year, you can't renew your contract because
the smartest people I know in the business, Shaq, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, a lot of these dudes that are financially literate, they live off their endorsements. What they make from the NBA, what they make from the NFL, they don't even touch. They invest that money or they protect that money with assets. They popping bottles and doing all that with the endorsement money. And Odell Beckham is he at his height of his career, he was a mega star. Everybody knew Odell Beckham from the catch. He had the hair. He was on all the blogs.
I almost didn't recognize him because he didn't have his blonde hair.
That's what I'm saying. He had the blonde hair. Everybody knew Odell, so he was getting a lot of endorsements, and he was on everybody commercial.
Come on.
So
and he fine too. Don't forget that.
Okay, don't. You're not gonna
he
go.
fine. Okay.
So think about this from that perspective. Like Odell, all you need is an inch of financial literacy, and this is generational wealth that will feed your kids. And he said it's not generational wealth. All I heard is
he said it wouldn't last forever.
No, 5 million would last forever if you know what you're doing. So if he would have said $1 million, $2 million, I might be on your.
But you're like six. Well, okay. He didn't say $1 million, $2 million, but he is saying 60 million over 5 years. So he is saying 12 million a year.
So, oh my God, Odell can't live on $1 million a year. Get the hell out of here, Odell.
You're saying that he's privileged to be able to make as much money, and he is. He's making more money than some people will ever see in their life. Yeah, ever see in their life. And here's the thing: if he did come from that family household of $60,000 a year, and they gave him $2 million just off a lottery scratch off, he make it last. Or he would try. He would probably try harder to make it last. Basically, he was kind of acting very cavalier, you got what I'm going to do. I got to spend all of this money.
So what I heard was a cry out for help. That's what it sounds like to me. He needs somebody to help him manage his money, and he needs somebody to help him not go broke, because anybody who's saying they can't live off $100 million. Okay, so yes, he don't have $100 million, but his income says he has $100 million, so he can even go get loans.
And the things.
He can even go get loans against his $100 million asset and make investments or anything. So
he's also a jock. He probably don't got no bright ideas.
Exactly. So what he's saying
he's
is
not making no company and doing the real estate thing or doing the.
Again, he's saying I lack financial literacy, even though I'm a genius as an athlete. I'm an idiot when it comes to finance and money. So I need $1 billion. Because if you can't manage 100 million or 60 million, you can't manage $1 billion. So no amount of money is going to be enough for him. It's going to
work.
Because what I try to tell people, no matter how much money you make, it's always another level. It's always another level. So even let's say you got $10 billion, you're like, oh, I never go broke. Yes, you can. You can
$10 billion?
You can go buy the wrong company. You can make the wrong investments. You can make the wrong investments. You can buy the wrong company. The stock go down. You can buy a yacht. You can buy a plane. You can do all of this bullshit. Trick off your money. You got 7 different women. You taking care of them. You get sued 10 times. So like there's ways to eat up at your money. But you know. That's so much money that even if you do one thing right and 7 things wrong, you still got enough money.
So he could win. He even have enough money to educate himself. That's what I don't personally like about people with money, particularly celebrities. It's like the stuff that'll come out your mouth, and I'm like, you've had money for like over 5 years now, over 10 years now. Why do you still sound like this? Like,
exactly.
Why aren't you taking the time to educate yourself, just financially, politically, socially, whatever? Why aren't you taking the time to educate yourself?
Yeah.
And why are you being it sounded like he was being like a super consumer.
Yes, and it's like, okay, you don't need a 100,000 diamond chain. You don't need $100,000 diamond watch. You don't need $250,000 earrings. You don't need a Bugatti. He got a picture in front of a Lamborghini. You don't need a Lamborghini.
I mean, we don't need none of the stuff that we want, but like we want it.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. No matter what amount of money you have, it's
never going to be enough.
Your wants. If you got 100 million, they got somebody to sell you something that's going to take your money from them.
I think what James is really trying to say here is that you have to fill the hole in your heart first. You have to be enough for yourself.
Yes.
Because if you're not enough for yourself, none of the stuff you get will ever be enough for you.
Yeah.
And that leads me to Black Friday.
So, did you do any Black Friday shopping? Like, did you buy anything?
I did not buy anything.
So were you down with the celebrity boycott, Jennifer Lewis and a bunch of them?
I have not shopped at Target since the beginning of the year. I did not buy anything for Black Friday. I'm not a super.
I might have a Target receipt.
Oh my gosh. I'm not a super consumer. So it did disappoint to hear the statistics about Black Friday, but like there's also a lot of education that needs to be had around it because I know people are concerned about why would I not consume here, but I consume in other places. Yeah. So let's just lay the groundwork. The Black Friday boycott put on by celebrities like Jennifer Lewis.
Yeah, she said, we ain't buying shit. You see that video? That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
I mean, she's a comedian. It didn't quite work out as well as people might hoped. New data shows that retail sales rose 4.1% from last year, according to MasterCard Spending Pulse. Right. While online shopping surged 9.1% to hit $11.8 billion.
Yeah, but when you really
that's a lot of billions of dollars.
That's a lot of money, right? But okay, so let's peel the onion back, right? When you look at the data and you really look into it,
everything more expensive.
What you start to realize is everything is so much more expensive. Also, this ain't 2012 no more. When you get a TV for $70 or you get a flat screen 4K TV for $70 from Best Buy. These companies are scamming.
Yeah.
They are not running any discounts. So
there's the fake discounts, right? The fake discounts is basically like we would normally sell this TV for, $300. But since it's Black Friday, we gonna sell it for $300
and put a sticker that say it was $450 or $600, and you're basically getting a deal. And it's
you're not. You're getting the same amount of ripped off. I actually met somebody who said I actually met somebody who said that they got something on a Black Friday sale and went back like the next week and it was cheaper than what they bought it for.
Listen. I went into the store that I buy my products from. I went in and I was gonna buy a camera, another camera to enhance because we about to start bringing guests and all that on. So like, hey, let's bring another camera in to step up the production. I'm like, damn, the camera more. Like, what's going on? Like, I thought the camera, this Black Friday hooked me up. Give me $100 off. Scratch my back. Make me feel good. Give me some champagne. Give me something. Nothing. It was more.
It was more money.
It was actually more. And he was basically saying like, well, the tariffs and this and that. And I'm just like, damn, like, but like you said, it's probably better to go a week after Cyber Monday and Black Friday and see the stuff that they didn't sell, and then you might actually catch a better deal.
Exactly, and it's like, oh nah, I'm taking this back.
Yeah. So inflation
sales rose 4.1% from last year. So everybody is spending about 4% more. So you could have bought less.
The 4% I think was from inflationary. However, the other 9% in the online sales, that's coming from tariffs. So the product just costs more because if Trump put a tariff on it and I got to increase it to offset the tariffs, you're going to pay that, right? So you got tariffs, lack of discounts, and then like we said the inflation. So all of that bundled into, oh, we broke a record on Black Friday. No shit, Sherlock.
But here's the thing: did you really? Because I didn't participate, but my my gut is telling me that maybe people bought one or two things, and it just added. Like, I think everybody walked away with less. You know what I mean?
Less,
like you might have got like 5 or 6 things last year
instead of 20 things.
Yeah. And you probably got 3 things this year, or whatever, something. And I feel like that way everybody loses, and it doesn't make. That's why for me it doesn't make sense to break the boycott because you're losing anyway. Yeah. Like you're getting less things for more money.
Yeah. So I was actually able to catch a real good deal on one of my products that I need for the business. I think it's usually $1,000, and I checked because I checked months ago when I bought the other things that I have. So the generator that I have now, the one that I have now, costs $700, right? I have 2 of them, and I wanted a third because
we had the low light.
We had the low light because somebody blew a fuse in the building, threw our lights off, whatever. So I was going in to buy another version of these. So they had the stepped up version, the tier 2 version of this, for $700, and it used to be $1,100. So I'm like, oh, let me save some money. And then the one that I got now that I paid $700 for 5 or 6 months ago or wherever when I bought it, is now like $450. So those things were on sale, but that was on Amazon. So I just ordered it on Amazon.
Was that on Monday or on Friday?
That was actually on Friday.
Okay.
So I went into the store that I bought all my stuff from to try to find a deal. And like I said, the cameras, everything was more expensive. So they didn't even have the one that I have now because I was just going to buy that one. When I looked online and I said $700, and I'm like, oh, this is the souped up version. So it basically has double the power, double the everything.
That makes sense too, because you can kind of, when you don't have to pay for overhead, you can kind of get the prices down.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
But if you
but you're not going. That's not going to necessarily happen when you're going in store.
Yes.
And so people going in store, I'm like,
in store it don't make as much sense. But retail, yes, it makes sense. I mean, online retail it makes sense because, like you said, the overhead is low, and I'm just shipping it out to you compared to putting it on a truck, sending it to Best Buy. Now you got to pay a salesperson to sell it to somebody. That's just too much overhead when it comes to anything with Black Friday. So I wanted to ask you, do you watch the Pop the Balloon?
I try not to.
You try not to? You always see the clips though.
Yeah.
So I saw an interesting clip. This wasn't the original Pop the Balloon with the lady Arlette that's on YouTube. This was a different version, more like an older seasoned version, right? It was like they had the aunties on there, right? So this young lady on there, she's not young. She's probably like 45, 50. No, she probably was like 50, 60. She was kind of older, right? So
is that important to the story?
This is really important to the story. So she was talking to a guy, and one of her questions was to pop the balloon. One of her questions was because like 4 people chose her, so she had to like
hear you.
she had to get rid of she had to get rid of 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
So one of her questions was, who did you vote for in the 2024 election? One guy said he voted for Trump. She asked him out. This was a black woman, so she said, "No, I'm not. I'm not dating a Trump supporter." The next guy said that she picked.
Yeah.
The next guy said, "I don't really deal with politics, politics, like, so I'm not really into that. I didn't vote."
Mm-hmm.
So she popped his balloon too and said, "You are black. Everything about you is political. You don't have the privilege to not be political, right?" Mm-hmm. And that was really interesting to me because
Did that hurt your heart?
I don't agree with her. I think certain people are well educated in politics, and certain people can make political decisions and decide who to rally for and donate and all of this. Mm-hmm. Just because I'm black don't mean I have to be deep into politics, and it also don't mean I have to be a Democrat. When people say that, basically what she's saying is, because the other guy said he into politics and he voted for Trump. So if that was your real issue, why are you popping a balloon for the Trump supporter who's a Republican, and you're also popping a balloon for the dude who said he didn't vote at all?
So you're saying the only thing left is
the only person I'm dating is a Democrat, and I don't think
that's fair.
I don't think that's fair putting that on black people to say you a coon if you're a Republican, you stupid if you don't vote.
That's fair.
And I only gonna date you if you're a Democrat. Like, I don't like that.
Don't confuse I did not vote for Trump with I am a Democrat, because there are plenty of people who will vote one way in their local elections and a different way in their federal elections.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I doubt that you can vote for Trump federally and then vote blue locally. That doesn't make sense to me. But let's say there was somebody that his cousin or something, whatever, and it didn't matter what ticket he was on, he was gonna vote for his cousin.
Yeah.
Something like that. So people who feel like, yes, it's important to be a part of a community and it's important to like organize, but also when you are somebody who votes for Trump, it doesn't say as much about like your party lines as much as it says about like what you value, but more importantly, what you're willing to disregard.
Yeah.
Because
I can see that.
Yeah, Trumplicans. I don't know.
That's a new word, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
For, I guess, instead of MAGA, I guess he didn't like MAGA.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is there a difference, in your opinion, between a Republican, a conservative, and a MAGA supporter? Are those three people different?
MAGA for sure is a whole different bucket. Yeah. It actually makes Republicans look like really dumb. And I do think it's a difference between being a Republican, because being a Republican has the being a Republican kind of has a connotation that you vote on this line.
Yeah, I vote on party lines.
Yeah. Conservative could just mean I have certain values. Conservatives could be personal.
So could you date a conservative?
No, I can't date somebody with those values.
What values?
I can't date somebody with those values.
What conservative values that you
disagree
with?
You want to police bodies. You want to police women's bodies. You want to subscribe to these respectability politics, and these respectability politics disenfranchise black people every which way. You want to control how like different narratives around religion are pushed. Like there's no spirituality except for Christianity. There's no valid religion outside of Christianity. That's what conservative gives me. And then also, like, you're only valuable if you fit in this mold. And so if you deviate from any of that, like if you got a baby daddy, or you had an abortion, or you you dress a certain way or something like that, then you get lower and lower on a totem pole. And that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, we was talking about this because I was on a college campus the other day, and I was just thinking about like how openly liberal and just open-minded anybody, like the whole college experience is like.
Why were you on a college campus?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But like people on a college campus are so open-minded. They're so like they hear you out on everything. They're so liberal. They're so like, everybody is for everybody, right? Any color, any trans, any. And I remember when I was in college, they had a trans show like on my college campus, and I'm from Michigan, and the place that I was at was very like conservative, right? Mm-hmm. But they still had that because it was on a college campus. So I think
you talking about like a drag queen?
Yeah, they had like a drag show. Yeah. So what happened is I was new on campus, right? So I'm walking past the show and I see like a bunch of women. I'm like, damn, like
what's going on?
I was newly single. My girl had just broke my heart. So I'm just like, damn, who that? So the girls was waving at me like, come here, James, what's up? So I was just fresh on campus. I was new, and some of the girls that was in my class was waving at me like, come here. So I'm like, I want to go in, but I'm like, why is
what's
it
going
only
on?
Women in there? Like, where the fellas at? Like, where my backup? Where my wingman? Right? Mm-hmm. And so I just went in there, and I made sure I sat by the door though. I'm like, I'm gonna sit. I'm not gonna walk all the way over here. I'm gonna just sit by the door.
That's how I do in church.
So I'm gonna just sit by the door and see what's going on. So I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes, and then I started hearing, woo! I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look around, and the host, I'm like, that's a man. Like, what the fuck is? I'm like, and they was like, welcome to the annual drag show. I'm like, oh shit! And I ran out of the show or whatever. But like stuff like that happens only on college campuses. Like,
have you been to California?
Well, California is basically a college campus.
I'm done.
They very open and very liberal and very. You see what I'm saying? Like stuff that happens a lot on college campuses.
I was much younger, and I didn't know a lot about the experiences of trans people. I still don't know a lot about the experiences of trans people, but I knew a lot less then. And when I was in a grocery store, there was someone who was dressed up like a drag queen, but at the grocery store. I'm like, there's something wrong with this picture. But like at the end of the day, if you hungry, you hungry. You just got off of work, whatever. Like, it shouldn't be that jarring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's why I appreciate like the visibility that trans people have now, because it's not like taboo anymore.
I'm conservative in certain areas. I would rather just
discriminate.
No. Like, just keep that away from me and my family.
Yeah. You don't have to go into the drag show.
Yeah, I don't have to. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to. I have that option and that choice as well to just be like, no. Like, my people not going to that. We're not subscribing to that. But again, that's something you have to deal with when you're dating somebody conservative or dating somebody very openly liberal. It's like you're going to run into that whole. I had a friend. We were at dinner, and we were talking about how, like, we were talking about this conversation about like what happens if your child tries to transition. And she was like very open to this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, everybody else at the table like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? And she was really talking like,
what were her points though?
Her points was just like, I believe people can,
experiment.
These liberal ass points.
Gender is fluid, sexuality is fluid.
Yes, and then so I'm like, okay, let me ask you this. If your 11-year-old daughter wanted to get a boob job, would you allow her to do it? She like, hell no. I'm like, well, that's a part of transitioning. Why would you let your 11-year-old son do it?
Get a boob job?
Transition.
Oh, well, you're not. Okay, we have
okay,
got
we're
to
not about
it.
to talk about.
We're
not about to talk about the transit because I don't want this to be a negative trans show.
No, it's not. But you can't get gender affirming care under 18. Like, that is a myth. So nobody is allowed to touch an 11-year-old and alter their body in that way. Period.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
But they can take testosterone. They can take testosterone, or they can take the opposite of testosterone.
They can do puberty blockers.
Yes, they can do shit like that.
And that's so I remember when Lil Wayne came out, and he was a little boy. And my mom was like, when I say little boy, how old was Wayne when he first came out with the Hot Boys?
11.
Tattoos.
That was fake though, right? He had no real tattoos.
Those are real tattoos.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And my mom was like, why does that little boy, I didn't even notice them,
Yeah.
Because that's just not like I was a kid. I mean, if Wayne was 11, I was way. But I remember vividly thinking like, wow, parents give kids tattoos. Also, as a tattoo, like if you're an established tattoo artist, you are not able to put ink on a child without their parents' consent.
Yeah.
So any of this, and like again with the police and da da da, you really have issues with parents, and that is y'all's issue. But if you're gonna have issues with people and what they do with their kids, have issues with them sleeping with their kids, have
Yeah,
issues
have
with
issues with
them
all of it.
have issues with them tatting their kids, have issues with them piercing their kids, have issues with all
I got
of
my
it.
first tattoo when I was like 16,
Minor.
15. Yeah, I did it, and I can't. So the way I got around it is, I actually got my grandma.
You went to
I got my grandma name. So she was mad, but she was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That was a way of kind of finessing the system. But, yeah, I should have got my ass beat, but.
yeah, because you were supposed to get parental consent.
Yeah, I mean, I did it in the basement. I was a
Oh,
hood
you went to
nigga.
like a tattoo party? I mean, yeah.
It was kind of like a tattoo party. Yeah, I was on some
Somebody
bullshit.
tried to get me to do that. I was like,
Yeah.
bye.
And when I think about it, how dangerous that is.
Yo.
Yeah, we was in the hood.
Legit, you could get what, ink poisoning?
Yeah, you can get a whole bunch, but
tetanus.
Shit, AIDS. I mean, you can get anything. Needles. You fucking
Yes.
with needles?
Yeah.
It's bad. Our girl, Megan Thee Stallion. So, I've been beating this drum for ever since this lawsuit been going on, and I'm the type of person I don't want to see, especially if you're a big celebrity
Artist
or artist,
making
like,
money.
a lot of times people don't understand how lawyers and lawsuits and all of that work. And I've been saying from the start that Megan Thee Stallion is going to lose this lawsuit even if she wins. So when people say that, they're like, well, but no, she won. She won. She still loses because she loses the lawyer fees, and even if she get a big judgment, she don't get the money back. So Megan Thee Stallion wins the lawsuit against the blogger Milagro Cooper. But in my opinion, she lost the war. So her lawyers made a critical mistake by not viewing Milagro as a media personality or a media person. So they didn't serve her a cease and desist before serving her a lawsuit. Under a lot of states, but I know they tried this in Florida, so Florida law mandates you have to serve media and give them a chance to retract their story and take down their defamative stories, because the courts don't want people getting up in court and in trial and then they're like, okay, whatever, I'll take it down. No, you gotta.
Yeah, that was your due diligence.
Your due diligence is to decide, hey, take this down, and then if that person decides to keep it up, now you proceed to a lawsuit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Megan Thee Stallion lawyers made a critical error, and these are the best lawyers in the business. This is Quinn Emanuel. They represent Rock Nation. They represent a whole bunch of people. These are the best lawyers you gonna get.
Do they practice everywhere? Because this is in Florida.
Yeah. This is a global practice. Like they probably got 1,000 lawyers more than likely. Charging $1,500, $2,000 an hour. Like these are not cheap lawyers.
It's big bank.
So this is big bank take little bank. So although they won the lawsuit against Milagro, the jury supports that Megan Thee Stallion was defamed and that she won 3 counts of defamation, right? But so she got $75,000 in fees, which is fucking pennies. And
at first, she got $75,000.
Then the judge came back and said, "Oh, because y'all didn't serve her, she's a member of the media." Like the jury said, she's a member of the media. So the judge had to follow law and threw out and dismissed one of the defamation. Dismissed the defamation cause. So now the $75,000 goes to $59,000, and there's a big chance Megan doesn't get her lawyer fees. So that is the part that is kind of up in the air right now that needs to be relitigated, and they're going to have to go to appeals court and do all this, spend more money.
I was going to say, now, if the judgment stands and nobody appeals,
$59,000 in damages.
Then it's going to be $59,000.
Milagro has to pay Megan Thee Stallion $59,000, and she can say, "I ain't got it."
She could say but she's still liable for that money. So if
Correct.
any point in entire life.
Yeah, if she own a home, Megan can put a lien against that home. I don't know. It depends on the law, though. So certain law, like Florida law, no. You can't, in a lawsuit, you can't lose your home, which is why O.J. Simpson, when he got sued, when he won his case against the murder trial, he bought a home in Florida because a home in Florida, there's a homestead law, meaning no case, no nothing, they can't take your primary residence. So if she owns a primary residence, Megan can't take that. But it's other.
But if she tries to go buy another one, then you got problems.
Then she. So like even Diddy owns property in Florida, so you can't take their property based off of the lawsuits and the civil judgments against you. So $59,000 is all she's entitled to at the moment. But again, Megan lost the war because let's just call it a spade. Megan spent about $1 million on this shit. I bet you she did.
At least. I mean, if this is the top law firm, this is what.
Yeah, I mean, let's look them up. Let's look them up. Let's put some respect on their name because a lot of times people don't understand how expensive. But she probably
paid the Megan Thee Stallion price at the end of the day.
The Megan Thee Stallion price is extra because you're a celebrity.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. So whatever price that they would charge you or I, she paid the Megan Thee Stallion price. Yes. She paid the price that like, oh, okay, you go to the tire shop and you want to get a new tire, but you're in a Mercedes and you're not in a Honda.
This is
you pay that price.
I put this in Google. It said Quinn Emanuel's law firm hourly rate vary by attorney, with top partners billing up to $3,000 per hour, while associates, meaning the new lawyers, 3 to 5 years, they just new in the game, billing between $1,000 and $1,600 per hour.
She probably got the $3,000 tier.
Let's just call her $2,000 an hour. Let's just call it $2,000 an hour. That means she's going to have to pay at least $1 million. She paid at least $1 million in legal fees. Like $2,000 per hour, and then when she deposed academics, there were like 5 or 6 lawyers on that deposition, which means each of those lawyers individually are billing an hour of that time. They're on there for hours because he was streaming this. They were on there for hours. So that deposition alone might have cost Megan $20,000, $25,000. They deposed Tory Lanez. They deposed Milagro. They deposed a whole bunch of other people. So
yeah, she was sending out stuff like left and right.
So the $59,000 probably didn't cover the depositions, let alone going to trial. This was a trial, like a multi-day trial.
But we don't know if she's going to be liable for the lawyer fees just yet.
Okay, but my point is, even if she is, she don't have the money. She don't have the assets. She don't have the money to cover that shit.
And one thing about it, the lawyer's going to get their money.
The lawyers get paid up front.
Yeah,
Megan paid her lawyers up front.
They're already paid.
They already sitting good. They kids in private school. Their kids at NYU. Their kids at Florida State.
You supporting their lifestyle. You think they helping you. You
the
helping
lawyers
them.
Are the only ones that's going to win in this big case.
The lawyers are always the ones that win. Even now, Milagro, to your point, now we know her name. We're talking about her. So we would have never talked about her if
I didn't know who this lady was.
At all.
I didn't know who she was at all.
And the idea that now she's going to have an interview with Gayle King.
You don't get no higher than Gayle King is the epitome of media. Obviously you can get the Oprahs and the Ellens of the world, but they ain't really interviewing like that. So Gayle King is still in the game. No. She's still with who's she with, CBS?
Yep.
Or one of them I think
it's CBS.
Gayle King, that's the highest you're gonna get. That's who Megan Thee Stallion interviewed during the Tory Lanez thing.
I think that's the reason why Gayle she's a true investigative journalist.
Yes.
She wants to get both sides of the story presented to the audience so the audience can have an informed and educated opinion, right? It's not just, I hate this person or I don't like streamers or whatever the case may be. So she's really trying to get to the nitty-gritty of it, especially because these judgments have come out.
Yes.
But the idea that Milagro Grant, imagine if she's getting paid for this. I don't know. It could be a free interview. People give out freebies all the time.
Yeah.
But imagine if she's getting paid for this interview. Imagine if she's going to get like a different deal from somewhere else.
But think about this, like, okay, she do the Gayle King interview. She goes on there, probably be on there for 30 minutes. She's going to get podcast requests. All these people, and that's under the table. That's brown paper bag. You give me my 20,000.
That's tax free.
You give me my 20,000 when I show up at the door. So now she's gonna fuck around and make millions and millions of dollars and never
that she
have
can't have in her name though.
That who cares? It's not really about what's in your name. It's about what you have access to.
Well, it is.
Rather, if me and you on a private jet together, and you flying on my jet, and I'm paying the fuel and all that, do you care about that? You just care that you're on a private jet and you popping bottles and you're having fun. So wealth is not just having access. Wealth is not just having money. It's also having access to money.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is when you can't put things in your name, now you have to trust people.
Yeah.
And that is the part where, you know, she doesn't, I don't know if she has like a long-term relationship. I don't know if she cool with her mom. And it don't even matter. You give, you know, you can give your mom something and then all of a sudden, oh, I need a new car.
But $59,000 right now, that's the only thing she's on paper having to pay.
Right now, that's the only thing she's
so
yeah. And we can definitely assume probably correctly that Meg paid way more than that.
Of course. I mean, she paid that. She paid that in a month.
But I still think that Megan Thee Stallion did this knowing that she'll probably spend more than she would make. To your point, see, here, let me give y'all a little bit of context, okay? James has been going back and forth about whether we should do this story or not because the judgment did not come out as early as we would have hoped.
Yeah, we wasn't really going to cover it until they do a final judgment because I'm like, it's a different conversation if Milagro have to pay her $1.5 million plus the 60 or the 59,000. And now it's like, okay, but that's still Megan lost in my opinion because she's not going to be able to recover that money. You recover that type of money from corporations.
I like your point about opportunity cost.
And then the opportunity, we ain't even talk about that.
Yeah,
the
I like
opportunity
your point
cost.
about that.
Megan Thee Stallion is an independent artist now. She could have spent that $1.5 million buying her masters back. She could have spent that $1.5 million on a mini tour. She could have spent that $1.5 million on some merch. Hell, she could have cashed at me $1.5 million if she really wanted to give $1.5 to some lawyers. So my point is, she could have put that into her brand, and we all know Megan is a superstar. I love Megan Thee Stallion, so don't take this as like I'm really trying to give her some game if she gonna listen. I know she ain't gonna listen to me because who the hell is, you know.
You might get the pose next.
Hey, I hope so. Shit, put me on Gayle King. Hey, I'm on there crying and everything.
Gayle King.
So, but I'm a member of the media, so y'all better make sure y'all do y'all thing.
But my thing is, I think that, and I know you disagree with it, but I think to her, it was worth the $1.5 million because when everybody got the post, everybody got like this, except for Milagro.
But now we are talking about it, and so we're being cool about it, but it's a lot of salacious brands that's still out there like, ha, 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 you lost, Megan, you still
But
XYZ.
Smaller ones, not as big as Academics
Milagro
or big as Aiden
she
Ross.
Was small. Milagro was small, but she
she teamed with Tory Lanez.
She teamed
so
up
she
with
kind of got
allegedly, but it's not allegedly anymore because they went through the lawsuit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's documented.
But that was alleged, so we didn't know. But then Academics, Aiden, all these dudes are still covering the story. Everybody's going to, this public information
but they're not going
to
defame her. So they have to be careful about what they say about.
Okay.
And I do think that for her, that is important because you're going to put some respect on my name. What did Birdman come up there and say? Is we finished or is we done?
The only defamation, if I'm understanding this correctly, the only thing that she did that was defamatory was the video. And she didn't post the video, the sex tape type of whatever. Deep fake. She didn't post that. But what she was doing is she was on a live stream and she had liked it on Twitter. And she was on a live stream telling people, oh, y'all going to be able to find it. It's in my likes. Just go through my likes. And then when she realized that it was fake, then she like, oh, shit, and took it down. But by that time, Meg had already sued her. Yeah. Meg had basically sued her.
By that time, you was already sued, baby.
She was already sued, which was Quinn Emanuel's
But also,
mistake.
Don't you think as a part of the media, we have to be very careful about the things we say to make sure that they are credible? Like, don't you think the media has a responsibility to the public?
It does, but you also have the responsibility as lawyers representing your client to follow the law.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, laws are like this are put up so you don't clog up the legal system with frivolous
Yeah.
lawsuits.
Yeah.
So if she'd have took it down, apologized, retracted,
Yeah.
put a statement up, hey, I didn't know that was fake. I'm sorry, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that would have been Megan's way of shutting her the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you shut up.
Yeah.
But now you didn't win and spent $1.5 million. You also divide. Every time you go to court, every time you get into a big spat, every time you respond to smaller people, you lose your audience just a little bit. So Megan Thee Stallion was this big star, and then she got the Tory Lanez shit. So that split her stardom in half.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Because he was just as big as her.
He was just as big as her. That split her stardom in half. So some people who was for Tory, it's some people who's for Megan, but it's also a lot of people who are in the middle who like won't do business with her solely because of the nonsense that went on. Mm-hmm. And then it did come out that she lied about a few things during the court. She lied about the Gayle King interview and all of that. So now people thinking, oh, you lied about this. What else are you lying about? So you see what I'm saying? That's when all the speculation comes in.
Yeah, I guess you lie about who you slept with, so you could also lie about who shot you.
Correct. And I'm not agreeing with that one way or the other, but I'm saying that's how people who already have a dislike for her can take that and run with it.
Yeah.
Because she's been caught like into a lot of lies.
I got an aunt like that who would take one little thing and use it as an excuse to be evil. Mm-hmm. And it's like, bro, it was one little inconvenience, and now you want to be evil towards me. That's so crazy. And I feel like people who been wanting to be evil towards Meg because they just don't like the reputation that Tory Lanez got after. Yeah. They was like, oh, well, you lied about this. So, calling her all sorts of names, saying that, like, she's not going to win the case or she deserved it or whatever the case may be. And that's why the floodgates open. So I think that now she has set a precedent that you have to be credible when you're talking about Meg, because I will drag all of y'all right back to court.
But that's going to be my next point. Did she really? Because now it's like, okay, I defame your ass, and you want to spend another $1.5 million? Because what if another Milagro comes up who ain't got no money, ain't got nothing to lose? Now is Meg going to spend another 1.5? And we throwing the word 1.5 million or the number. We don't know if it was that. It could have been more. It could have been less. But at the end of the day, what we're saying is Megan spent all this money on lawyer fees
to get nothing in return.
Financially. But again, another Milagro can pop up.
And then you going to sue them too?
Are you going to sue them?
I think it was the tie to Tory Lanez that did Milagro in, though.
I mean, Tory Lanez got millions of fans. I'm pretty sure somebody out there would line up to be the next Milagro.
You think so?
Yes. Milagro won. She got bigger. No. We're talking about. I didn't know who she was. She's getting interviewed on national platforms.
But imagine she gets held liable for Meg's lawyer fees. Imagine she does get held liable for that.
I'm on the record. Now, I think she's going to be able to make more than whatever lawyer fees.
But she's still going to have to pay that.
I know, point. But what I'm saying is she's still going to be a star, though.
Okay.
So
maybe.
And we don't know if Meg is actually going to get the lawyer's fees back.
I'm not the type of person who's going to want to have 1.5 or 59 on my head.
I wouldn't want it either.
It's on your head, like. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like Nicki Minaj and just ignore the freaking complaint, because they're gonna get you regardless.
I wouldn't want it either, but it's not like it's the IRS and they can lock you up or whatever. So it's like you can just still walk around and
you're still free.
It's a civil judgment.
You can still eat. Like, nobody's gonna say, oh, you can't have this burger, you owe Megan Thee Stallion.
And then Milagro go get with a rich. Let's say she go get with a rich man and never have to earn a dollar in her life. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like
never have to put nothing in your name.
I ain't gotta put nothing in my name. I'm with him. I'm with Birdman or whoever who you just say. I'm with Lil Wayne. I'm with Klay Thompson.
I was about to say whatever. That's low key Meg's lane.
That's what I'm saying. So I think at the end of the day, Meg lost the war because it was a losing war to begin with.
Yeah.
And I think she got.
Feel like it was a frivolous
whoever
lawsuit.
I don't know if it was her lawyers, it was her management team, it was her record label. I don't know who gave her the advice to do this, but I think somebody should have been the big brother in the room, the big sister in the room to say, actually, because we had forgot about all of that when it happened. It kind of popped up, but
because here's the thing: we can't assume that they didn't say, "Hey, you gonna spend more than you gonna make off of this. We gonna try to get you to $30 million." But
asking for $30 million though, that was like, I mean, that was bad anyway.
Well, yeah, that wasn't a lot.
Asking a broke ass blogger for $30 million. That's why the judge was like, I mean, get out of here with that.
Well, she said she paid all of this money in therapy and stuff like that. So she's trying to
$250,000. You ain't gonna need that. All that therapy. You don't need all that goddamn therapy. Ain't no therapy in the world worth $250.
But then
none. Zero. There's not one thing a therapist can say to me that's worth $250,000. I'm sorry. Unless I'm a billionaire.
Well, it might have been her life. So $250,000 for your life. You know, somebody talk you off that bridge and you got the money to pay it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And then somebody as sexual as Megan Thee Stallion, I don't think like somebody saying something about you in that sexual connotation is going to throw you off the rails, because she said worse about herself in her own music. Like, and that's what the jury, that was the point of the jury. Like, okay, you didn't get damaged that bad by what she did to you because of your nature. Like, if somebody put a sex tape out of Kim K, I don't think Kim K deserved any damages, because you built your whole career around that. But if you're a single mom in the Bronx and you just, somebody put out.
And you a teacher.
And somebody put out a sex tape, okay, we can really make an argument that now all the kids in school, all your 14-year-old students saw the sex tape. That really ruined your life and your career.
Underestimating how nasty people are, though. People are disgusting.
People
like,
are,
she doesn't deserve to be bullied online.
She don't deserve it, but let me tell you what it gave, right? And you're going to understand this. It gave that a woman walked down the street, got sexually assaulted, but she had on a thong. So people say, I mean, is she really that damaged because a guy ran and slapped her on the ass?
Yes, I did not consent to that.
I know that, but can you understand how walking around with a thong could justify somebody for saying you're not that damaged because somebody said, "Oh, you got a fat ass," because you're walking around in a thong in the public? Can you understand that?
I can understand the narrative that if you wearing a skirt, then you deserve whatever's coming to you.
No, I don't think you deserve it.
But that's the thing. So we have to be on one side of the fence or the other. Either we're going to say that this is a non-negotiable. You do not touch anybody. You do not harass anybody who has not consented to that type of harassment or touching. Or you know, she did have the thong on, so.
So, but that's my point. When you create a brand, like, for example, right, all I do is report on people. Mm-hmm. That's my brand.
Yeah.
So if something happened to me, that's my brand, that's my money. If something happened to me and a motherfucker had me on there, James Hill, girl cheated on him or whatever, like, or got a divorce or this or that. Yeah, it might hurt me, but at the end of the day, my nigga, you've been posting about people your whole career. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like Charlemagne, when people talk shit about Charlemagne,
he can't be mad.
He can't be mad.
He
That's my point. So Charlemagne can't be mad, or Trump can't be mad if somebody called Trump stupid.
Trump is actively harming people.
If somebody called Trump stupid and ignorant and all this, he called people stupid and ignorant every day. So he can't get mad if somebody says that about him, because
Charlemagne does not deserve to be bullied,
but he do bullying.
But even though he
bully people.
He
got donkey of the day. If that's not bullying, what is bullying?
Because of his platform, he could never bully as many people as can bully him, and that's the same thing with Meg Thee Stallion. Because of the platform she's on, she can't sexually
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying that's from the jury perspective. That's probably why they didn't award her as many damages.
It's not as if she has a regular day-to-day 9 to 5.
And somebody defamed you like that.
You literally always, kind of have on little clothes or whatever.
She twerking on Instagram Live every single day. She twerking, she dancing, she shake her ass. That is what she do. That's why people love Megan Thee Stallion, because she's so out there.
No, it's because her knees are so good. Like
Megan knees.
How are your knees that good?
That's something
Megan?
She embraced. So
she should do some oil.
That's why people love her. So it's kind of hard to. You can't have once you cross that bridge,
but
you gotta take the good and the bad.
If I'm not mistaken, was a sex tape.
I think it was like a deep fake sex tape. Yes, I think it was some type of.
I think that takes it to the next level, though.
It does take it to the next level. I'm not saying it don't. I'm saying, but it's not taking it to the next level from. Okay,
you're not going from 0 to 10. You're going from 5 to 10.
We're going from 7 to 10.
Oh my God.
Megan is one of the most sexually. Megan, Cardi B, all of them. They be on there talking shit. Like Trina. We let's not act like they don't be on there talking about their vagina and all of this. Like they really be out there.
Yes, but if they were into sex work, then that's
okay,
one thing.
Let me give you a better example. Let's say Snoop Dogg get caught with some weed. And everybody say, "Oh, you was defaming Snoop because he got caught with some weed." It's like, come on, man. Snoop whole persona is weed, being a smoker.
So you're saying if he had got caught with weed, but it wasn't like that didn't happen. If you catch
TD Jakes with some weed, it's like, well, we don't know TD Jakes for smoking weed. So that might be a story.
But we don't know. See, it's not apples to apples, it's apples to oranges. If it was the Kim K example, we know her for porn. So that would be different. We do not know Megan Thee Stallion for porn.
But the lines of porn is getting blurred. So the lines of porn is getting blurred. These twerking online, showing your ass, doing all of this, and now it's like, okay, are OnlyFans people who do OnlyFans, are they porn stars?
Well, yeah, because it's two people.
Well, not necessarily. They're people you can do OnlyFans and not get butt naked.
Oh, I'm thinking you talking about only OnlyFans.
I'm saying, but it's people making millions of dollars on OnlyFans and not having sex.
Okay, but you can make money off of OnlyFans doing you can show your feet and get money.
Exactly, but is that a porn star?
Showing
you see what I'm saying? It's blurred. All I'm saying is it's blurred lines. So again, if Megan was going from 0 to 10, she probably gonna get millions of dollars in damages. But because she's going from 8 to 10, it's like
first is 7, then is 8. You want her to be a porn star?
I'm not saying she's a porn star. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she's a very sexually.
She's going from 9.9.
I'm saying she has a very sexually. Persona.
Yeah.
We know Megan for that. We love Megan for that.
And I think that you are right in saying that sexual persona could have impacted how much damages she gets. But what I'm saying is the damages that she experienced it
could still be the same.
It's still real.
It still could be the same.
She could be just as impacted.
The woman who's walking down the street showing her ass and titties, it can be sexually assaulted, and then a girl that's walking down in a trench coat with some boots on, and she gets sexually assaulted. They both can be damaged equally.
Yes.
But the perception is going to be she's not damaged like she's is, and that's all that matters to the jury. So I'm talking from a jury perspective. I'm not talking from a human perspective. Obviously, she's damaged. I can never say how damaged Megan Thee Stallion is.
Yeah.
But what I can say from a juror perspective, I can understand them saying, 50,000, get this shit out of here, because of who she is. If that was that was Halle, Halle has this persona. Oh, I'm the Disney queen. Now you're talking millions of dollars because the Disney queen.
It actually damages her brand.
That really damages her brand. Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion. That's kind of like whatever.
Yes, I guess. Okay, so you're talking from her brand perspective,
branding,
and it does not necessarily. It's not going to necessarily hurt what her brand already is.
Her brand is already sexual. And explicit. She got a song called
But what
WAP.
I'm saying is that hurt her feelings.
Yeah. But in court, yes.
I'm saying you put me in a porn, like that hurts my feelings.
Yes, it hurts her feelings. Yes, I can. We all can.
And
agree.
I think this whole lawsuit is an emotional response to that.
And emotions in business are not good friends. Because when you make bad decisions, you look back and say, damn, I was very emotional about what happened. Yeah. And I've done the same thing. I've made emotional decisions that cost me tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what I'm saying to people listening is sometimes you got to take your emotions out of the wheelhouse and say, am I making a good financial or business decision? Because at the end of the day, in the next 5 years or the next Megan Thee Stallion project, like, we're going to want I would rather her put that $1.5 million on features, production, videos, a tour, instead of Milagro. And even if Milagro has to pay her the money back, I don't think she has the money to pay it back. But
I agree with that. I would have liked to see her enlarge her brand.
Yeah, invest in your brand.
But maybe she really felt like she had to take care of it.
Yeah, it's the principle, but the principle get your ass. It's a lot of niggas in jail right now because of the principle.
Well, here it is. You ever heard the experience? It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, I heard that.
So maybe she wasn't okay, and maybe she's okay now.
But that's why you have good counsel around you and big homies, and you have people around you that's supposed to give you some game. I had people around me when I made a bad decision. I had a couple people around me like, "Hey, man, you probably want to look into this." And that ultimately, once the decision and the emotions were stripped away from me. See, that's probably why you feel like I don't have a lot of emotions, like you said that earlier. Because I've been in situations like this, and that shit drained me of my emotions because I was so emotional when somebody stole my brand and took my stuff that I built. I was so emotional, and that stripped it away. And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. You can use my brand all you want. You're just going to pay me. Like, at first, I was very emotional about it. And now I'm like, oh, no, you're going to pay me. So now she needs to be going forward because she can't.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Maybe.
Build your brand, Meg. Be the superstar we all love and like. Yeah. Don't fuck all of this Tory Lanez. He locked up. Don't drop the soap. Fuck it. Like, Tory Lanez is cooked. Milagro, she shut it up. Just go build your brand. Do a tour. Yeah. We in Atlanta right now. Come to Atlanta.
Spend the money where your fans want you to spend the money.
People want to support you. Yeah. Drop some merch. Like, let's get back into that bag. Fuck all these lawsuits and academics and all these people. Leave them alone. Move on. But that's a wrap, guys. We appreciate y'all. Again, we're going to drop the Patreon. Y'all asked for it. Like 5 people hit me up because
really
the Joe Budden story. Remember the Joe Budden story came out about how he's making his money and all this. And I'm just like, damn, like, we ain't got no ads on this video. We just giving y'all raw good content.
Real,
so we're going to do a Patreon for y'all. You know, whatever way y'all want to support us, y'all don't have to. It's going to come out. Okay. But whatever way y'all want to support us, we're going to try to figure out. And I'm going to get back into my...
I was going to say,
I'm going to get back into my bag. I'm going to get back into my events. I'm going to get back into all my stuff.
Real special stuff.
I really been chilling, man. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Like and subscribe. Make sure you follow the co-host.
Of course, I'm Chaplain of the Culture on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, and wherever following is... available.
Yes, so make sure you guys follow me, James Seal TV, on all platforms. Follow the brand, Black Millionaires, and make sure you subscribe. I love you. Peace.
See ya.